Welcome to Teogonia, where the rich get richer, the poor get table scraps, and everyone pretends that's just how society works. Hello, anime rangers. We jump straight into chaos. A pack of oversized angry monkeys is tearing through a human settlement, and spoiler alert, the humans are not winning. Sure, they managed to take down a few of the beasts, but it's like watching ants throw pebbles at a tank. And right in the middle of this mess is our hero, clearly down on his luck, surrounded, and about 5 seconds from becoming a protein shake for these apes. But hey, never underestimate the power of convenient timing. Just as things look bleak, enter Ola, the man, the myth, the walking cheat code, who casually one-shots a giant monkey like he's just swatting a fly. And he's not just strong, he's got that main character energy. The moment he opens his mouth, everyone, monkeys included, just stops and stares like he's about to drop the next gospel. Ola, by the way, has the power of the land god, which basically means he glows like a walking meme. Glowing tattoos, dramatic light effects. I genuinely thought he was about to shoot lasers out of his eyes or start floating or something. But nope, no eye beams, no lightning, just vibes. Maybe the glow makes him stronger or faster, who knows? Not that it matters, because once he's powered up, it's monkey massacre time. Ola starts slicing through them like he's got a grudge against bananas. Then comes the big moment. A giant monkey with the same glowing tattoos stands up and you'd think, finally, a real showdown. A proper boss fight. Wrong. Ola one-shots him too. Because of course he does. At that point, the remaining monkeys took one look at the situation, did the mental math, and decided, yeah, we're out. And just like that, they dipped. Humans cheered. Ola casually stood there glowing like a rave poster, and the battle was over. Everyone's all smiles now that they've survived the monkey mayhem, and you know what that means. It's looting time. Because nothing says victory like scavenging glowing organs from magical apes. In this world, living creatures don't have hearts. Nope. They've got godstones. And apparently, if you crack one open and drink whatever glowing Capri Sun is inside, you get stronger. Like some weird protein shake blessed by divine capitalism. Sounds like a cheat system, right? Well, yes, but only if you're rich or important. See, folks like Ola, the land god's favorite, get to chug the whole stone like it's an energy drink. Meanwhile, the poor foot soldiers who actually risked their lives, yeah, they all share one godstone, 1 drop per person. Hydration is a privilege, not a right. And even then, the real haul doesn't stay with the soldiers. They collect tons of these godstones, load them onto a fancy carriage, and send them home to the higher-ups. You know, the people who didn't lift a sword, but still walk away glowing and juiced up. Because in Teogonia, even magic loot obeys the class system. And just when you think the Godstone Pyramid scheme is bad enough, surprise, the food system's just as rigged. Turns out, the higher your rank, the better, and more food you get. Yep, it's literally eat the rich in reverse. The higher-ups dine like royalty, probably snacking on roasted boar and sipping soup with actual meat in it, while the foot soldiers are stuck gnawing on sadness and stale carbs. Even our poor protagonist can't help but eye his buddy Manso's plate with pure envy, because Manso, who outranks him by a bit, gets slightly more food. Not even a feast, just like a few extra bites. But hey, in this world, a few bites is the difference between surviving and still being hungry after dinner. A foot soldier here is basically fed like a stray dog. And if he dares complain, the answer is always the same. Work harder. Work harder. With what? You're hungrier, you've got less magical juice in your veins than the guys above you, and somehow you're expected to catch up? Yeah, good luck with that. Fast forward, and we find our protagonist doing what all underfed underdogs do, training outside on an empty stomach. Naturally, he collapses like a sack of potatoes halfway through. Manso joins him, because nothing says friendship like watching your buddy faint and then deciding it's a great time for sparring. While hanging out in exhaustion, the two stumble across the local graveyard, and because Teogonia just can't stop reminding you how rigged everything is, even the dead have a class system. If you're born into a good family, you get a nice grave on a clean hill. Peaceful, scenic, very Instagram-worthy. But if you're poor or a lone soul without a family, congrats. You're buried in a patch of weed-choked dirt where not even the ghosts want to hang out. Poor in life, poor in death. Teogonia is equal opportunity like that. Anyway, back to our starving hero and his brilliant decision to keep training. Clearly, calories are optional in this world. Manso throws a punch that lands a little too hard, and boom, our guy hits the dirt again. But plot twist. That knock to the head triggers a weird memory. And not just any memory. We're talking modern-day Earth. Skyscrapers, city streets, and he's falling from somewhere up high like he's reliving his own isekai origin story. But here's what actually matters. His hand starts glowing. Yep, glowing. Starving, forgotten, barely surviving dude might just be a mage. All this time, scraping by with swords and scraps, and only now does his magic switch decide to wake up. Guess hunger really is the ultimate motivator. But here's the catch. This isn't your typical isekai with flashy pop-up menus and stat boosts. No blue screens, no congratulations, you're now a level 1 mage. Nope. This world keeps its magic vague and confusing, just like everything else. So our boy, still clueless, starts sneaking out of the barracks at the crack of dawn like a kid trying to hide his anime powers from his strict parents. He's out there in the cold, staring at his hand like he's trying to awaken the Force, or bend a spoon with sheer telekinesis. Spoiler, nothing happens. Still starving. Still clueless. Still not a mage. Fast forward again, because this world doesn't stop handing out boss fights, and the army's now up against a tribe of pigmen. And not just any pigmen. We're talking massive, meat-walled pigs swinging giant butcher knives. How thoughtful of them. Truly, nothing says we care like bringing your own butchering tools to the battlefield. They really took the phrase, "you are what you eat," and said, okay, but what if I butcher you too? Teogonia, where the enemies come with their own punchlines. The battle? Pretty standard, honestly. Both sides are fighting to the death, like, every other battle ever. Nothing to see here. But of course, our hero, who's been a walking disaster this entire time, gets another dude falling directly onto him. And just like that, he's stuck. Trapped. Living the dream. Meanwhile, a pigman's raising his giant butcher knife, ready to finish the job, because of course when it rains it pours. But don't worry, plot armor's got his back. A barrage of arrows comes flying out of nowhere and bam, the pigman's done. Too quick though, like I blinked and the dude was dead. But hey, not my fight. Maybe the pigmen have a bad habit of dropping like flies. Now, as if our protagonist wasn't already cursed, he's hurt his leg from the soldier that fell on top of him. Classic move. So now? He can't even run if he wanted to. As if it could get any worse, right? Wrong. Enter Olya. Remember that dude with the red glowing tattoos who's got plot armor written all over him? Yeah, he decides to go full berserk like a complete idiot and charges straight after the pigmen. Way far away from his original position. Why is that bad? Oh, just a minor detail. Half the humans are now being flanked because the guy who was supposed to be guarding them decided to go off on a solo mission. No biggie. Naturally, the humans panic. They scatter like ants, while our boy and Manso try to haul ass and escape the chaos. Problem? Our hero can't run. So, like a true underdog, he turns to Manso and says, "You gotta leave me. Go without me." And Manso, being the ever-loyal friend, just gives him the most emotional promise. "I'll clean your gravestone." Because what says friendship better than planning to clean someone's gravestone after you've abandoned them to die? Our boy, as usual, is determined to not die today. Despite his leg being half crippled and a pigman hot on his tail, he's still trying to shuffle away from the carnage like a man on a mission. The pigman, however, is loving the chase. This guy's sadistic, just enjoying the hell out of tormenting our hero. Eventually, the pigman catches up, because, spoiler, a giant pig with a butcher knife and a bloodlust is faster than a guy who can barely stand. And naturally, he lifts our hero up and starts choking the life out of him. Because why wouldn't you add a good old-fashioned strangulation to the death by pigman list? But hey, what's this? Magic power awakens. And by magic power, I mean an uncontrollable, over-the-top fireball that erupts from our boy's fingertips, like he's in some budget wizard anime. Fireball hits the pigman square in the chest. The pigman, already more choked than our hero, stumbles a bit and then just falls. Crispy. The perfect metaphor for how our boy's day is going. Of course, there's a slight problem. He has no idea how to turn the fire off. Magic is so much fun until it starts draining the life out of you. He's on the ground now, dying again, because why wouldn't he be? Dude can't go 5 minutes without flirting with death. But wait, plot twist, he has an idea. Maybe if he thinks of water, the fire will go out. Totally makes sense, right? Now, Anime Ranger C, watching this, is thinking, he's about to turn into a water mage. But shocker, it actually works. His hand stops flaming, and our boy, who's now half dead and more confused than ever, is lying there thinking, well, this is my life now. And just when you think he's about to catch a break, the writers have one more death wish in mind. The half-burned pig man, because apparently even fire can't finish the job, wakes up. He grabs our hero like a sack of potatoes and starts carrying him off. You'd think he's going to finish the job, right? Nah. Apparently pigmen have more important things to do than actually finish a fight. But guess who wakes up, barely clinging to life, while being carried like cargo? Yep, it's our guy. In one final act of desperation, he slashes the pigman with his katana. The two tumble off a cliff into the river below. What a coincidence. An inconvenient cliff by a river. It's almost like the writers had that in mind from the start. Our hero, always down on his luck, wakes up on the shore. This time, he's surrounded by walls. And no, it's not some deep philosophical prison. It's literally just some stone walls, like no one bothered to tell him that getting knocked out and thrown into a walled-off pit is not the ideal vacation spot. The pigman's toast, but our boy's immediate thought is, forget the drama, I'm thirsty. And no, not for water. He's been dreaming about it for ages. Godstone. Yep, he's about to guzzle down the glowing juice of a pigman's soul like it's some expensive wine. First time he's ever drunk the whole thing, so naturally he's glowing red like a human Christmas ornament. But do you think he cares? Nope. He's too battered, too broken to even acknowledge his sudden superpower glow. Just a little crawl to a nearby tree, and boom, down for the count. Someone get this guy a blanket, or a hero's nap. Next morning, and what's this? A beautiful sun shining down on our hero's face like he's the main character in some cliché romance movie. But instead of basking in the warmth, he's squinting, confused. Because guess what? He looks way better. His wounds, gone. The guy's practically glowing like the sunrise itself. Did he just get the world's best nap, or, like, is this how a zombie apocalypse looks when you've got plot armor? Now, our boy's doing the classic, am I dead or alive routine. Honestly, with how much his life's been a dumpster fire, I'd be questioning that too. But no, turns out it's not the sweet release of death, just some Godstone-infused magic that makes him feel like he's freshly resurrected from the dead. Oh, and plot twist. Not only does he feel like he's just had the world's best power-up nap, but now he's got tattoos, the same ones as Olha, the big shot with the god-level powers. Yeah, that's right, our boy's looking like he's ready to drop some glowing, mystical ink. He's sitting there thinking, what's going on? Did I just get promoted to Guardian or something? He sure as hell didn't sign up for this. But hey, suddenly he feels strong enough to climb walls like they're made of cardboard. Oh, and he can crush rocks with his bare hand. You know, just the usual Tuesday for a guy who's barely survived one near-death experience. But now, he's basically a walking, talking rock crusher. So our boy returns home and runs into Manso, his body double. No, really, his body just hangs around. Manso's worried sick, but instead of explaining how he got a whole new level of Godstone-infused superpowers, our hero just keeps quiet. Typical. Who needs explanations when you're too busy flexing on the villagers? A few days later, our guy's out working in the field. Because why wouldn't he be? It's like the perfect setting for a glowing, rock-crushing, wall-climbing powerhouse to do some farm work. And of course, the entire village is noticing that he's, looking a little more godlike than before. But why keep it a secret, right? So when they ask, he straight up says, I just drank a lot of Godstones, guys. Simple as that. Totally not suspicious. Now, we get the big reveal. Drinking Godstones doesn't automatically unlock Guardian powers, as cool as that would be. No, turns out it's not about how many Godstones you chug, it's all about being blessed by some higher power. So, yeah, not a skill issue, not a how-to guide problem, it's a genetic lottery. Just pure luck, baby. But of course, our boy's trying to keep his power on the down low, so he starts doing early morning secret training like he's hiding a forbidden romance with his own strength. That's when Lady Jose shows up. You know, Ola's sister, and also the daughter of the local big boss. Royalty with power issues. She's a guardian too. By the way, a legit one. Fancy tattoos and all. She spots Kai going full Dragon Ball before sunrise and goes, "Interesting, like an anime villain plotting." Then she challenges him on the spot. And Kai, he wipes the floor with her. Instantly. Zero hesitation. Dude doesn't even break a sweat. Then, with the humility of a wet sock, he goes, "Wait, that's guardian strength? Y'all weak out here." Like he forgot, he literally just became a guardian by rolling a divine critical hit. Bro, have some tact. But Lady Josie's classy about it. She says she'll explain everything at the graveyard of the land god who gave her powers, which is totally a normal place for a casual exposition dump. So when the day comes, she personally requests Kai and his squad as her escorts. Naturally, the whole village raises an eyebrow like, why is Princess Earthbender suddenly interested in emo power-up boy? But alright, off to Ruin Town we go. And here comes the lore drop. Not all land gods are built the same. Some hand out the power to fertilize lands and grow kingdoms. Others just barely keep flowers alive. Guess which one Lady Jose got? Yeah. She's basically Mother Nature on beginner difficulty, while her dad is running the whole ecosystem on God mode. Each guardian has their own patch of land to nurture, and now Kai's wondering, does that mean I need to go adopt a forest somewhere? Or maybe just claim that sad little tree he died under? Questions. No answers. No time. Because, boom, giant monkeys. Because why not? They're under attack and need to protect Lady Josie, who tries to fight but is told to run because she lacks combat experience. Okay, but when is she supposed to get combat experience if y'all never let her fight? Make it make sense. Kai, being the disaster protagonist he is, has no choice but to go all out while trying to keep his guardian status a secret. And by all out, I mean casually one-shotting monkeys like it's a mobile gacha game. But just for a second, just one tiny second, he loses control and his guardian ink flares up. Only Lady Jose sees it. But oh boy, she definitely sees it. And that's where we leave our hero, glowing like a toaster, punching rocks for breakfast, and somehow still pretending he's just a regular dude. If you actually made it this far, congrats. You now know more about this plot than the characters do. If you want me to keep going with episodes 3 and 4, because yes, there's more farming and flirting for some reason, then hit that like button. Let's say 10 likes and I'll dive back into this chaos. Until then, I'll be over here trying to figure out if Kai's power is guardian magic or just pure plot armor. See ya, Anime Rangers.